Welcome back to a Timey-Wimey pod where we watch every episode of Doctor Who from 2005 onwards. I'm Rebecca,
I'm Haley.
and today we are discussing Series 4, Episode 12, Stolen Earth.
I have a very complicated relationship with this episode. Do I love this episode and really enjoy it? Yes. Do I also hate this episode every time I watch it? Also, yes. We'll get into why.
There's so much about this episode and Journey's End where I love it so much, but also it never gets to be what I want it to be. And like there's a lot of things that it does and then drops that I wanted to see push forward. And characters I wanted to see interact that we don't get. But now I feel like we're just getting too much into it. So do you want to hear some fantastic facts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This episode aired June 28th, 2008. It was written by RTD, and oh boy, was it. And it was directed by Graham Harper. Now, there was a lot of like alternate versions of the script, a lot of changes, a lot of things that had to be like juggled and were up in the air based off of people's availability. So, originally in the script, Alonzo was going to make an appearance. Alonzo from Voyage of the Damned. He was going to show up in the Shadow Proclamation, which I think would have been really fun. And I forget the whole plan, but basically he was going to die and it was going to be a whole thing. But yeah, shout out to Alonzo.
Shout out to you, Alonzo. There is also another character that would have been shown in this original vision of the Shadow Proclamation.
Ooh, okay. Who else was gonna be in the Shadow Proclamation?
Margaret Blaine, the Slitheen, specifically the like aged down baby Slitheen version of her.
Wait, yeah, I think I remember hearing that at some point. That would have been really iconic.
Yeah. And if I recall, there was also supposed to be a ton of different aliens that we had seen over the first 4 series making cameos as well.
So it sounds like they really just like moved that idea to the end of time. Because that's what happens in the end of time part 2 is we see all the aliens with Alonzo in that bar.
Exactly.
Also, originally they didn't know if they were going to be able to get Penelope Wilton back to play Harriet Jones. So because they didn't know if she was going to come back, RTD also considered Mr. Copper from Voyage of the Damned, Elton from Love and Monsters, which I think would have fit in. I know, but I think he actually would have fit in really well. And like I could totally see him like on the Subwave network. You know what I mean? They also considered Joan Redfern's great granddaughter.
No, that is the one person that would make zero sense. I'm sorry.
Everyone would be like, who? Why are you here?
Imagine the like crisis Tin would have on his face.
Oh god.
Seeing her on the screen and then Rose. No, too messy.
Oh, too messy. Yeah, it'd be bad. Yeah, another thing that just they pushed to End of Time, which I'm like, why the obsession specifically with having to show Joan Redfern's descendant? Like,
yeah,
why was that an idea he really wanted to do? I don't really get it.
Maybe he felt bad how things went down with the OG Redfern. I don't know.
He thought they needed closure, I guess, but other people didn't need closure. I don't know. And then from Classic Who, he considered Polly or Tegan to show up, which I think would have been really fun, but also just like way too much excitement and chaos for everyone. Originally, there was going to be a flashback chronicling Davros' childhood on Skaro, and it would have showed the explosion that disabled him and him like slowly growing up and inventing the Daleks.
Interesting.
It would have been really interesting, and it would have been like a pretty lengthy flashback too. I think it would have just been too much for this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, now I hear through the grapevine, through the birds, that you also have a fun fact.
I do, and this is a really small fun fact, but I thought it was a really cute one. So Bernard Cribbins personally requested that he use a paintball gun for the Daleks. He requested that to RTD, and RTD obliged. And I just thought that was really cute because RTD talks about it in his book, The Writer's Tale, that Bernard was so excited that that idea came to fruition.
Stop! That's so sweet. I love that he has his paint gun.
Me
And it's
too.
really smart thinking he can blind them. Unfortunately, it does not work, but I love it. Okay, let's get into it. This episode, this is my Avengers Endgame. It
Mm-hmm.
really feels like everything from the past 4 seasons was building up to these episodes, to this moment. And that's really exciting. Watching the title sequence is so iconic every time. It's like bam, 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 name after name after name. All the characters we love and are so excited to see. And watching that for the first time, watching Torchwood come in, Sarah Jane come in, Martha come back, like everyone coming back, everyone coming together was so exciting, especially like binging it years later. Like we didn't see promos for it, we didn't see like the build up in the weeks ahead. So like when I was watching this for the first time, I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea it was a Torchwood Sarah Jane Adventures crossover and this huge event. So it was just so exciting to see.
Yeah, that is something that RTD really succeeded with in this episode is the way he wrote all of these characters coming back in. All of it felt so genuine, and I really feel like there really wasn't any character I felt that was just like shoehorned in. Like it made sense for
Mm-hmm.
each character in this episode to be a part of this episode. Seeing, the Torchwood Three, Jack, Gwen, Ianto, and seeing Martha back, seeing, a snippet of Francine, getting to see Rose, of course, and getting to see
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jane again, and getting to see Luke, like all of these people, and of course, Harriet Jones, who we will get to, like getting to see all of these people in this episode. It's so good. It's so good the way they're all revealed.
It is. I love seeing everyone. I love the sequence of the earth shaking. Everything with the milkman is really funny. I love Rose like popping out of thin air. Everyone looking at the sky and Martha, look at the sky. Like everyone's just freaking out. And then we finally see it. Like they're in a whole different solar system. They've been moved. It's such a good reveal. And then the reveal that it's the Daleks is one of the best moments of the show. I love everyone's reaction to the Daleks. It's incredible. I could go on.
Yeah, no, that Dalek reveal is so good in this episode. The way everyone reacts, you
Mm-hmm.
just see it, you feel it. I love Sarah Jane's reaction the most of all, to be
Yeah.
completely honest, because just the fact that the last time Sarah Jane saw Daleks was in Classic Who, so it's been so many years, and to be faced with them again, this time when she has a child and when the Earth has been stolen, like she is so terrified, and Elizabeth Sladen just acts it out so well, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy they brought her on.
No, her performance has stayed with me so much over the years. That reaction to hearing the Daleks and her reaction to seeing Davros is so good. Like you just feel the years and decades of nightmares that this woman has had, and her just crying over her son. And the tears hearing the Dalek voice is so good. And Jack's reaction is so good. Just, we're dead. I'm sorry, we're dead. There's nothing we can do. You just feel that he's feeling the pain of the game station when he first died, all those memories. And then Rose's face, she's just like holding back tears and she looks so angry just remembering two of the worst days of her life. First, the day she became Bad Wolf and lost the Ninth Doctor, and then the day that she lost the Doctor forever and was thrown into Pete's world.
Yeah, in that shot, we get of Martha too realizing it's the Daleks. I mean, she's experienced them. She saw them in the really, interesting Daleks in Manhattan two-parter, but nonetheless, she still like experienced the Daleks and how scary it
Yeah.
is, and just seeing all of these characters with their own history with the Daleks. kind of feel all that trauma coming to the surface. It's just all the actors did such a great job. And you're right. Like Jack was really thinking about the game station. Like that's when he died, but then became immortal. And watching this episode, I don't know why. Maybe I do think about this every episode and I just forgot. But for some reason, this time I was really thinking that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that man has so much trauma. Like, I don't know why I don't usually think about it.
He really does. Like if Jack is competing for the gold medal in the Suffering Olympics, like we talk about Martha not getting a break, but Jack really, this man does nothing but die and suffer.
Yeah, literally. And speaking of Martha, skipping ahead to when she activates Project Indigo and she's given the Osterhagen key. First off, she is given like authority to use the Osterhagen key if she has to. She's using Project Indigo. Jack is just assuming she's like disappearing into atoms because this thing hasn't finished its testing. And Martha is literally watching all of her like coworkers get murdered by the Daleks. Like, girl cannot catch a break when she comes back to the show.
Of course, everything is put on her shoulders. She has to use Project Indigo, the Osterhagen key, like you said. Everything is on her. Literally, the fate of survival is resting on her shoulders, as it always is. For some reason, Martha is always the one that has to come in and fix everything. And I don't know why we keep doing this to her, why we keep making her suffer.
That's what I want to know. Also, like, very minuscule detail, but I did notice she was wearing her ring in this episode.
Really? Okay. So now we know, as of these episodes, she was still with Tom. So
yeah,
what is the tea there? What happened?
I want the tell-all, Martha Jones. I want it. I want to know.
This is why we need Martha to come back and explain everything that's been happening to her, not just in the years since End of Time, but even before that. What give us the lowdown? Where's Tom? What happened to him?
She needs to write a memoir, Traveling with the Doctor.
Yes.
I mean, obviously a much better title than that, but like her travels with the Doctor, the impact on her personal life, her relationship with Tom, and subsequent relationship with Mickey. Like, we need it all.
My biography is banned as an act of parliament. That's Martha and Harriet.
Yeah, no, you're so right.
Okay, I want to go back a little bit, talk about the Doctor and Donna. I love that moment where like they're back in the TARDIS after seeing that Earth is fine for a second. And I love Donna just being like, hey, I know everything's really crazy, but like Rose is coming back. Isn't that good? And then he just gets so happy. He has the biggest smile on his face. It just makes me so happy.
Series 210 peeking through. He's still in there. He's not completely gone.
No, he gets a few seconds of joy in this episode, which, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Also, we need to give a shout out to that poor milkman.
Yes, but also, like, he's really serving. He came in, did his thing, and got a check, and I respect it.
Oh, me too. He is legendary. Also, finally, an iconic Donna Noble outfit surfaces.
It's about time. We've waited, we've begged, we've pleaded, and we finally got it.
It's about time.
I love when Rose appears in the street and she's like, well, now we're in trouble. She's just really serving this entire episode. Walking through town, have one on me, mate. Lives in my head rent free. You want to see my gun? Lives in my head rent free. And just like serving face, walking through town. Every moment is iconic.
Saving Sylvia and Wilf. I mean, the list goes on and on. She is serving in this episode. And I love that at the beginning of this episode, he tells Sylvia that he bets his pension that it's them aliens again. And he just like yells at the sky, like, what do you guys have now? It's just so funny.
Yeah. I also love later on, I don't know why, but I just love when he's talking to Rose about Donna and he's like, she called me from a planet called Midnights, made of diamonds. I don't know why. Something about that just really makes me happy and it makes me laugh. And I love that they're just like conversing. They don't know each
Mm-hmm.
other, but they're trying to find the doctor. And Sylvia's just like, what is happening?
Yeah, because I completely forgot. But Sylvia is learning just now in this episode that Donna travels through space and time with the doctor. Like, that was previously kept secret from her.
I know I really forgot about that until we were watching it. I just kind of always assume because it's weird. She's in a weird position, like
Yeah,
more than Jackie or Francine. Like she knows the doctor because of the whole wedding thing, but then she has no idea that all this is happening.
very awkward position to be in.
Hmm. What do you think about, and it's a small role, you don't really need them to do a whole lot, but what do you think of the way Unit is used in this episode? Just because this is like one of the very few moments that we do see them in the RTD1 era. And I always feel like, and I think this issue kind of continues into today, even though we've said in the current era that we love Unit, we love seeing Unit, and I stand by that. I just don't think RTD knows what to do with Unit.
That's such a good question. And I have such mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the little blip of unit we get in this episode is always iconic to me just because this is such an iconic episode. But I
Yeah.
think like taking it apart from it being in the Soul and Earth, when I really think about it, I don't know. I feel like Unit is very militarized in his tenure,
Mm-hmm.
both in RTD1 and RTD2. I guess maybe that's the point of Unit, but at the same time, there's always a little bit of confusion. Are they more military or are they more just defending the Earth?
Which, not to get too much into next week, but the fact that Unit has this Asta Hagen key, is that in character with Unit that they would like develop this? That's insane.
You know what? This was before Kate Stewart's tenure.
That is another thing too as well why I don't really enjoy them as much in this era. I just think if Kate's not there, I don't want it.
Yeah, I feel like the gravitas that Kate Lethbridge Stewart brought into Unit in the Power of Three all the way in Series 7 really is just unmatched. Like
Mhm.
any prior use of Unit just falls flat. Like it just falls flat because there's not that like anchor. And you can tell that she really loves the, organization, even though it's a little, they're a little confused. Like what do we want the true outcome of Unit to be?
We're also missing a central figure in this era. Like every
Mhm.
time we see Unit, there's always a different person in charge, a new leader, a new guy. So it's just hard to kind of connect and latch on when it's different people every time we see them.
Exactly. So, yeah, definitely missing Kate, definitely missing a central figure. And that's really what makes it fall short in this tenure. It makes me really not care about it until we get under Moffat.
Hmm. And then what do we think about the Shadow Proclamation? Because that is something that has been teased since I think the first episode in Rose. And then we
Yeah.
finally get to see it here. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I am so glad you asked because I don't know anyone else's opinion, but I love that we get to see the Shadow Proclamation. I am kind of bummed that we don't get that full on experience in this episode with all of the multiple different species of aliens, but I really, really enjoy seeing the Shadow Proclamation and what it looks like. And it's just such a fun addition to the show. We finally get to see what the Doctor has been talking about all 4 seasons long. And it's like a fun world building element.
No, I completely agree. It's really fun to see them after all this time, after all the buildup. I just feel like they're never quite utilized in a way, not necessarily what I'm hoping for, but I guess I just want to see more of them. Like after this, we really don't ever see them again, except for like one very brief moment. I believe in series 9 or 10. And they're just never really used that much. And I don't know, I want to like dive into them a little bit more, like Outer Space Police. That's kind of interesting. Like, where are they 99% of the other time? So I don't know. I just kind of, feels like something that was like really built up. Not that built up, but it was something that was built up. And then it's like, oh, we're finally going to the Shadow Proclamation. And then it's just like one lady and some Jadoon.
And I think that's one of the pitfalls of having multiple showrunners is just like something like this is not carried through all
Right.
of the way. But I don't know. I still like it. I see what you mean, but it's a fun little element for me that I enjoy.
Valid, valid. I'm kind of nitpicking, but I do really love Jack and Martha and their dynamic in this episode.
Mhm.
I could watch Jack and Martha for hours. I could watch them talk on the phone for hours. So their little conversation, Jack asking, "Did you put something in my drink?" It's great. And I love like the delivery of Martha's down is like, oh my gosh, like Martha's gone, we're really screwed now if like she's down. And yeah, just their dynamic and their conversations are always really fun to watch.
Yeah, and I love their whole back and forth with him being like, Project Indigo? And she's like, Jack, you're not supposed to know about that's like top secret. And he's like, long story. It was a soldier at a bar. Like that just back and forth is so funny and speaks to
Mm-hmm.
their dynamic. And him being like, Martha, like, you can't do that. It's not safe. And her just saying bye, Jack, before she activates it
Oh,
gets
yeah.
me every time. I wish so bad that we got more of them, and we got more of them with 10 because that
Mm-hmm.
TARDIS trio that we got in like Utopia was just so much fun.
So good. We really peaked at that moment.
We did. Bringing it back to the Shadow Proclamation, there are multiple interactions that I just love so
Mm-hmm.
much and that live rent free. One of them is when Donna tells, oh my gosh, I don't even know her name. It's not the High Priestess. I don't know why I'm wanting to
Does
call
she
her
have a
that.
name?
I think she does. But you know, the lady with the white hair,
Yeah.
Donna tells her, I'm Donna. I'm a human being. Maybe not the stuff of legend, but every bit as important as Time Lords. Thank you. And she just pops off and has her
Mm-hmm.
moment and then starts talking about Pyrovelia, like that planet being gone that was talked about in the fires of Pompeii. You know, the adiposes breeding planet that was talked about in Partners in Crime. She's just bringing up these different points. And I love that so much.
Yeah, I love that she's the one kind of helping to put these pieces together. And again, when she brings up the thing about the bees disappearing, and that ends up being a
Mhm.
big thing. Also, the moment when she's sitting on those steps and she can hear the drumming.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it sends chills every time.
every time. And then when that like one woman says, I'm so sorry for your loss, and Donna's like, yeah, my whole planet's gone. And she's like, no, no, I'm sorry for the loss that is yet to come. First off, rude and unnecessary. Like,
Road,
why did
road.
that need to be said?
Mm-hmm. Guys, I'm really not ready to lose Donna Noble. I'm not prepared.
No,
I'm in denial. It's not happening.
it's not. She's forever traveling with the doctor at the end.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, also, when Tin says, like, lists off all the different planets that have gone missing, and he's talking about Woman Wept as one of them, which is the one
Mm-hmm.
he went to with Rose. And then
Yo.
he mentions Clom, and he's like, who'd want Clom? Like, why is that one gone? And that just made me laugh really hard.
No, I love that.
Also, we get like a random line by Jack, just like a throwaway line, that the Valiant is down. So the Valiant is still in
Yeah.
use, even though we never really see it ever
No,
again.
never again. For me, I think this story is really the last time that I felt truly scared by the Daleks. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of good Dalek stories to come, don't get me wrong, but this for me is the last time that the stakes felt really really high. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
are screwed. Seeing all the characters' reactions, that really helps with it. And then, like, the small moments, like when they're in the street gathering people up, when, you know, they destroy that whole family in their house. And there's another really great moment next week, but I'll save it. All those just kind of contribute to making the Daleks really scary and like really upping the stakes.
Yeah, and like watching the Daleks take over the Earth and line up all of these people and then exterminate a whole house of people that were protesting against this invasion. It's just like so scary. The stakes are high, and I agree. I don't think we really get that again in the future.
I completely agree. I want to hear what you think about the moment where the Doctor and Donna are following bees. Also, bees are aliens, some of them.
Some of them, which that is actually a Doctor Who thing that I always think about.
Yeah, I love that little just something to think about, like all the bees in this universe. Well, some of the bees are in this
Mm-hmm.
universe are
Some of the
alien.
bees.
Yeah, I love when he's like, "Don't be ridiculous." Not all of them.
Yeah.
But what do you think of that moment when they're following the bees and then it leads to a dead end, the Medusa Cascade, another thing that keeps being brought up that we get to see. And they don't find the earth. And so the Doctor just goes silent. And Donna is like begging him to do something, begging him to say something. And he just doesn't do anything. What do you think about that moment? Because it's a really rare moment for the Doctor.
Oh, it is such like a soul gut punch. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
hits so deep because Donna is, telling him like, "What are you doing? Like you don't give up. Like, Doctor, what do you mean? What's going on? Like all of this is gone and you're just here not doing anything." It's one of the scariest moments, I think, with the
Mm-hmm.
Doctor, because this isn't him quitting because of vanity. It's not him being like, I'm so scared. I'm acting more of like a coward. No, this is a situation where like he literally can't figure it out and he doesn't know any way out and he just plain gives up. And it's so scary to watch this character who we have seen that always has hope, even when he's really struggling, to just have none at all and have Donna just there with him. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Catherine Tate plays it wonderfully. Her
Mm-hmm.
reaction, her begging is so good. And to see him kind of give up in front of her, too, I think really adds to the terror of it. Seeing him give up in front of her when it's her planet and her family at risk. You know, normally he would jump in and give a lie and say everything's going to be okay, but not this time. He just doesn't say anything while she's there, you know, asking him to do something. And it's a really interesting moment.
And something in this episode that I just absolutely love is after that moment, we get the one person on screen who does not give up, who does not give in, Harriet freaking Jones.
Harriet Jones is in the building. She has come home to save the day, and I love seeing her here so much. It's one of my favorite moments of the show. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time seeing her being so shook, being so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really the hero of this. Like she brings everyone together and gets everyone on this group FaceTime.
She does. And it just makes me so happy that it's her putting the hope back in, because this is just such like a good reminder that there always needs to be someone pushing the Doctor and pushing everyone else to keep going amidst the world ending. And to hear her talk about like the subwave network and how it was started by the Mr. Copper Foundation as in Mr. Copper from Voyage of the Damned. That's what he used with his money. That's what he created. And so, like, seeing all of this play out because of her is just so great. And seeing everyone on screen is so good. Seeing Jack reunited and
Mm-hmm.
Martha and Sarah Jane and the Doctor and Donna, all of them reuniting, it's so great. But do you know what's not great and what pisses me off every time I watch this episode? And it's a reason why I hate this episode sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to tell them?
The fact that Rose cannot get on this group FaceTime is one of the most frustrating and infuriating parts of this whole episode. Like, the fact that the nobles don't have a webcam kills me. It drives me crazy because Rose should be on this call. She should be here. It's insane that she's not. And having to watch her just sit there and see everyone else talk, see everyone else reunite. And she's like, I was here first. Like, let me in. Let me in, please. Like, it's so frustrating for her that she's not here. And then when the doctor shows up later on and she can't talk to him. She can't tell him that she's here. It's so frustrating. Sylvia, I will never forgive you for not letting Wilf have a webcam. Let that man have a webcam.
Let him have a webcam. That man would probably have some sort of web show talking about all sorts of different things. And you know what? I would have paid to watch it because that would have meant Rose Tyler could be on that. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad because of how it goes down. Like, I just hate this trope so much. No. And like watching Rose say, Doctor, it's me. I came back.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. And she's the, if anyone should talk to Harriet Jones, it should be her.
Yeah.
And I thought about this after I watched this episode and I was making my dinner. I was like, wait, Harriet Jones, she probably just assumes Rose died in Canary Wharf and she doesn't know the tea. She doesn't know that Rose is back and we just get no closure.
They never got an interaction in this episode. It makes me so upset. And like, to watch everyone talk back and forth and for Donna to say, this is like a giant like space Facebook call. And Ten just says,
everyone except Rose.
Rose.
Like the way he just, they both spend this episode like low-key looking for each other and trying to find each other, and it's like kind of a mirror of Partners in Crime in a way, and this one is just so much more frustrating to watch. Her trying to get to him and he's, knows she's coming back but doesn't know how, doesn't know anything, and is just wanting to see her so badly.
Also, when like the Daleks and Davros and whoever it was in the Dalek fleet to call up the doctor and like intercept the signal, Ten legitimately thinks and says, Rose?
He thinks it's her. That killed me. Oh, I have more to say about that moment, but I want to go back to Harriet for a moment because she says that she stands by her decision that she made in the Christmas invasion because she knew something like this would happen again and there would be a time where the doctor's not there to help, which is exactly what's happening in that moment. And you know what? I kind of love that for her. I love that she's like, I stand by my decision. Like, yeah, I lost everything. Yeah, he threw me to the wolves and destroyed my career, but I stand by what I did. And I was right. And I love to see a woman validated.
No, me too. And I love that she came back and she stood her ground. And I think that's just such like a powerful example. I just love Harriet Jones so much. And I just want it stated for the record because, she sacrifices herself. Right. And I say that in air quotes in this episode and is supposedly killed off by the Daleks. But she's not, because it is canon. RTD himself has said it's canon that she saved herself because in 2020, RTD came on Twitter and said, hey, y'all, this is a tough time, so here's some great information for you. Harriet Jones actually is alive. She had a whole trapdoor situation, and she survived.
And thank goodness. And the crowd cheered.
Yeah, the crowd cheered. I'm so glad. Harriet Jones, legend. I die every time. The Daleks are like, yes, we know who you are to her. It's so funny.
And I love the final line she gets to say, you know nothing of any human, and that will be your downfall. So good. Penelope Wilton, you're such a good actress. I'm obsessed.
She should have come back, honestly. And RTD too.
other little moments on this group FaceTime that I love. I love Rose being jealous because it's very character tracks. You know, for some people, it's probably the thing they hate most about her. But when you love Rose like we do, it's just a kind of a funny little quirk, and it's really funny to see here. And I love when she says, "I was here first," even though like Sarah Jane was here first, but we'll let you have this
Yeah.
one, girl. We'll let you have it. I guess.
I think Sarah Jane would understand if she
Yeah,
had heard
yeah,
Rose.
she would. Love Jack flirting with Sarah Jane as well. Also, like watching this for the first time, not having watched Sarah Jane Adventures, and Sarah Jane just randomly having a teenage son was very confusing.
Yeah, I still don't know how that whole backstory.
Oh, it's interesting. Let me just say
Ooh,
that. It's kind of funny.
I need to watch it for sure. Yeah, I also remember watching this episode for the first time and not having any Torchwood context. And
Mm,
I still haven't watched Torchwood to this day. I don't know if I ever will, but I know a lot of Torchwood lore now, and
yeah,
actually, I take that back. I know like the biggest storyline. So like I know Gwen
yeah.
now, I know Eontu, I know that kind of dynamic, but watching it for the first time without that context is honestly kind of funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. Cause yeah, same boat. Definitely at the time when I first watched this, I had no idea about Torchwood. And now,
Mhm.
even though I haven't seen it, I've watched reactions, I've watched clips online, I've read
Mhm.
the lore. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. I also love when Wilf says, "That's a marvelous woman. I voted for her." And Sylvia just swats him and says, "No, you didn't."
No, so funny. I love that. I love seeing Martha reuniting with her mom. Probably the nicest Francine moment we get on the show. I love
Mhm.
when she says, at the end of the world, you came back to me. So sweet.
So sweet. I wrote down in my notes, Francine and Martha have a healing moment after the whole of series 3. It
Hmm.
was needed.
Now, what do you think happened with the dad? Because when we last saw the Jones family, why did I blink on the last name? Jones. When we last saw the Jones family, things were rough, things were bad, but it also seemed
Yeah.
like Mr. and Mrs. Jones, maybe they're coming back together. Maybe they've healed. Maybe this drama has brought them back. Do you think they're together? Do you think they're not together? Where do you think what do you think's happening with them?
I think they tried to be together again and then realized they separated for a reason. But I
Mhm.
do think they're not on as bad terms as they were in their first separation. And I think it's because they have that collective shared trauma and can always understand on that level of, a year that technically didn't happen. So yeah, I think they're definitely not together, but
Mhm.
they're also not on the worst terms.
I completely agree. Like maybe they kind of tried to do the whole get back together thing at first and then remembered, oh wait, there's a reason we
Yeah.
got divorced, but now things are good. So I completely agree. One of my favorite moments in this episode is when the other signal's coming in and we find out it's Davros and the doctor's
Mhm.
reaction. David Tennant's performance is so good. We have never seen the doctor so utterly terrified, and Donna just has to go like, "Hey, it's okay. We're in the TARDIS. We're safe." One of my favorite Donna moments, by the way, like her just
Mhm.
like being exactly what he needs in that moment. Oh, it's so good. And we'll get into our thoughts on Davos in a second, but I am always really intrigued by the relationship between Davros and the Doctor. This
Mhm.
frenemy dynamic. I'm always gonna eat that up. And the Doctor says like he saw Davros die, he tried to save him, and then I just love after everything we've done, after everything we've been through, I have only one thing to say to you.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.
So good. So good. Iconic.
Makes me laugh every time, and I love that so much. But yeah, seeing just like the immediate, you can tell he just is having immediate flashbacks to just the terror of the Time War and the whole dynamic between him and Davros over, their lives. It's such a great moment. And yeah, Donna reassuring him is so good. But since we're speaking of Davros, I guess we should get into Davros because
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know your true feelings on Davros. Mine kind of ebb and flow.
Okay, my thoughts on Davros. If you asked me to name my top 10 Doctor Who villains, would he make that list? No, because I probably forgot about him. Um, but I do find him to be a really interesting character. I definitely you already said this kind of off mic, so I'm just stealing what you said, but I definitely like his appearance more in The Magician's Apprentice. I just find that dynamic really interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
he like the actor Davros, but Peter Capaldi and the actor playing Davros, they just performed that so well. Oh, I can't wait to talk about those episodes. But it's still really interesting here. I just don't really care too much about Davros as a character. Maybe if I saw the classic episodes, I would a little bit more. I think the idea of him is really interesting. You know, if he ever pops up again, I'll be excited to see him. The relationship with the Doctor is really the most interesting thing here. The fact that he is the inventor and creator of the Daleks is fascinating. So, to sum it up, I'm very intrigued by the concept of Davros, but in practice, do I really care about him? Am I really that compelled by him as a villain in the show? Not really. But tell me your thoughts.
Okay, I'm glad you said all of that because I feel pretty much the exact same. To be completely honest, in this episode and Journey's End, I don't care that much about Davros, and it probably is because I don't have the classic Who lore that I just don't have that care about him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's just so much going on with the Daleks, like with Davros and then with Dalek Khan, that there's just a lot at play. But yeah, like I mentioned to you off mic, I like the dynamic between Davros and 12 and the Magician's Apprentice, like two-parter episodes. We'll get into it when we get there. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was a much better way of exploring their dynamic. And I feel like there was more room there to let that breathe, where here it's a lot. But I mean, he does add quite a bit to this story in
Mm-hmm.
just like
Definitely.
the dynamic between him and Tin.
Oh yeah, there's lots of great stuff between them in the next episode that I can't wait to get into.
Okay, switching to talking about Martha again, when it's revealed that she's alive, she's good, she's thriving, Jack calls her up and asks for like some numbers and the coordinates of the Project Indigo piece, and she tells him, and he's like, "Thank you so much," because that gets his vortex manipulator working again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to teleport, and he teleports out. He leaves Gwyn and Iantu, and they're very like understanding, like a
Yeah.
little too understanding.
Yeah, like just leaving them to get killed by the Daleks. No big deal.
Yeah. And watching Sarah Jane say bye to Luke and say, like, don't leave this
Oh,
house, don't do anything, and saying, I love you, and leaving because she knows she has to go help the doctor. It's so sad and so good.
I love the computer, Mr. Smith saying, "I will watch the boy," as if
Mm-hmm.
it's just a not just a computer. It always kind of makes me laugh, but you know what? Iconic. We love it.
We love to see it.
Ugh, guys, I can't believe we're about to talk about this next moment. We have been
Yeah.
waiting to talk about this honestly since we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
this is I have a lot to say about this because it is both my favorite moment of the entire show and also one of my least favorite moments. And I love it. It's one of the best moments. It's one of the most romantic moments of the show. Just the moment where Donna says, "Why don't you ask her yourself?" And then he turns around and then we see Rose, just seeing her face in that moment, it really feels like everything from the past 2 seasons since she left has been leading us to this moment. Like, finally, after all the pain from Doomsday, all the like yearning in series 3, the grieving, all the little Rose appearances, like it's all been leading to this moment. And the two people that we really want to see reunited are finally getting to reunite. Seeing his face, seeing such unbridled joy from the 10th Doctor. Like, this is series 2 level of joy on his face. And just the screw the slow motion running, like running at full speed toward her, seeing that as a young teenager really altered my brain chemistry forever. Just the full speed running toward her, her trying to run as fast as she can, holding that gun. I need to hear all your thoughts on this moment.
This scene is one I count down to every rewatch.
Yo.
Everything in series 4 is leading up to this moment. Every thought about 10 Rose that I have post Doomsday leads up to this moment. This is romantic, it's exciting, it's beautifully shot. The joy that they're both showing, the smiles, like the way Donna says, "Why don't you ask her?" and he just turns around in disbelief makes me scream every time. I literally can't even explain how great that feeling is. Kicking my feet in the air, giggling, like it's just such a great moment.
Even though he knows that she's coming, like he has the bad wolf warning, seeing her there, he's still so shocked, and it's like a miracle to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I love it so much. I love them running towards each other. I will never, like, every time I see his face, the like pure unbridled smile.
Until that Dalek. That Dalek is my 13th reason. That Dalek makes me want to quit the show. That Dalek makes me want to yell "Sack Russell T Davies." Because why would you rob us of the moment of Rose and 10 reuniting?
They knew they couldn't show that reunion on TV. They knew they couldn't show it. But no, I hate that. And like, obviously I get, for the plot and the story, you have to have the Doctor get shot by the Dalek. But I just wish, if I could say one thing to Russell T Davies at this moment, I just would be like, why not just let us have that moment? You know what you're going to do. You know you're going to rip these two characters away from each other, and they're going to be separated again, asterisk, 10-2, whatever, we'll get to it. But like, just let us have this reunion. And yeah, they get like a happy little moment when he's on the ground dying. You know, in the next episode, they get some nice moments, but like,
not
just
really.
No, exactly. Like, it's very small crumbs that we're being fed in the next episode. Just let us have this moment. Let us have this reunion, and then you can shoot him. Okay? Then you can shoot the Doctor. But just let them get to each other. Let them find each other on that street, get to each other, and then he can get shot. Okay.
Like, girl was searching for him for so long. She went to so many. I went down the Rose Tyler TARDIS wiki rabbit hole one night. She went to so many different universes and dimensions in search of the Doctor. She went through so much to find him, only for him to get shot by the Dalek, and then she's instantly like, "Oh, I don't get to even enjoy seeing your face again because it's going to be a new one." Excuse me? And then also, like, when Jack comes running and he shoots the Dalek, which slay, but like, there's no like, "Oh my gosh, Rose."
Nothing.
Why?
Nothing.
It's like he just saw her a minute ago, but he didn't. They've been separated for so long. This is a man who was torn up in Utopia, asking 10 about Rose and if she's alive, and getting so happy that she was. And there's nothing. There's no, "Oh my gosh, Rose, you're here. You've made it." Why?
And when Rose sees him on the webcam, she doesn't have any reaction. She's not like, "Oh my gosh, Jack, how is he here? I haven't seen him since the game station." Like, they
You're
are
right.
really they're really wanting us to forget that the original trio, the original iconic TARDIS trio, is 9, Rose, Jack. And instead, we get Jack and Martha, which, like we said, in love, obsessed with. But I need more Jack and Rose interactions, and we don't get them at all in these episodes. I need them to have that closure. I need them to talk about, hey, you turned me into a immortal creature for the rest of my life, and I can never die. And Rose has to be like, what are you talking about? I need that moment. I need it so badly, and we don't get it. We don't get like any moments with them at all. Like nothing. Like, I'm glad you're alive. Nothing. Ugh, it kills me. It actually kills me.
It makes me so upset. Like, the most that we get between Jack and Rose is him pulling her from the doctor's side inside the TARDIS and yelling, "Good luck, doctor," and saying, like, "Rose, come on, like, we
You
gotta
know
leave
what
him
happens
be."
next.
Yeah. And then poor Donna is just there being so
Poor Donna.
confused. She's like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? She doesn't know what regeneration is. Girl has been through so much herself. Like, it's just chaos. Chaos at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, just I love that Donna is just the number one 10 Rose fan.
Yes.
Makes me so happy. She is their biggest supporter. I also love, like, in the beginning of the episode when she's like, so I just met Rose Tyler. Like, she knows that's iconic. She knows what a gag that is.
I do want to clarify, like, it's obviously meant to be chaotic at the end.
Yeah.
And Donna is obviously meant to be like, what's going on? I don't really like have a complaint for that aspect. It's just a lot, and I feel bad for Donna. And then we just see 10 seemingly start to regenerate, which I want to know so bad, like, what it was like watching this in real time, because I know for a lot of people, they were like waiting in anticipation. This was all they were talking about all week long. There was already rumors, David was regenerating and leaving the show, which was later confirmed. So, like, oh my gosh, the thought of like this being the point where he regenerates, which I feel like we've talked before and we'll probably talk again about, like, what if the Doctor regenerated here? This is what if the Doctor regenerated in the Soul and Earth.
And maybe he should have. Maybe RTD should have invented bi-generation like 16 years earlier. Yeah.
Facts.
It honestly bugs me that he didn't. Like, I don't even care about bi-generation, but if you invented it here, I think it would have solved a lot of my personal problems, truly.
100%.
But we have so much more to say in the next episode, so I'll just leave on I love seeing Rose and Donna crying and Jack holding them while the Doctor's regenerating, and Rose trying to like explain what's going on and crying, and like, yeah, she's gone through this before. She knows it's the same him, but like you said, like, she has spent all this time, all this energy to get back to him, to see his face, and like, she's gonna have to watch him die as soon as she gets reunited. No. Heartbreaking.
And given that this is part 2 of the 3-part finale for series 4, we will be doing reviews next week. But Rebecca, what is the heart of the story in this episode?
The heart of the story is always have a webcam.
Yes.
Also, like, you're telling me that computer also didn't have a microphone? Like, she couldn't just like talk without a face?
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Who's the star of the show?
Star of the show has got to go to Harriet Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, it can't not go to her.
She is the star of the show. She's the hero. She brings everyone together. She sacrifices herself, quote unquote. And thank you, Miss Harriet Jones. That's my president. That's my prime minister.
Thank you for your service, Queen. One of the most iconic Doctor Who characters.
Oh, truly. Truly. Anything else we need to say about Stolen Earth before we go?
I don't think so. Just that I am so nervous and anxious to talk about Journey's End next week. It's going to be interesting. I hope you guys are excited.
Yeah, we have been talking about Journey's End for a long time and preparing and talking about how we're going to talk about it, because there's just so much. But we'll get into it all next week.
You know what? I'm not even getting into the fact that like we're so close to the end.
I can't think about it. I don't want to think about what's to come.
Me either. But until next week, Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at timeywimePod.
And send us anything and everything to timeywimePod@gmail.com.
And with all that said, we will talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Ta-ra.